Mexico has something to prove. But I don't want to hear that they're run by the cartels. You understand. You report on it all the time. A lot of people do. That would be a terrible thing. Mexico should step up and stop this onslaught, this invasion into our country.
Mr. May, you tried 3 times to get a deal on Brexit. At this point, do you believe that a deal on Brexit is possible, or is this a Gordian knot? President Trump says that you didn't take his advice in terms of negotiation. Should you have, would that have made a difference? And President Trump, if I could ask a follow-up, you had a conversation with Boris Johnson. Could we ask what you spoke about, and will you meet with Michael Gove today?
Well, first of all, on the first issue, so I said in answer to an earlier question, I personally believe that it is in the best interests of the UK to leave the European Union with a deal. I believe there is a good deal on the table. Obviously, it will be for whoever's...
All right, let's try to put an order out there to short 94 area, 94.47.
And I seem to remember the President suggested that I sued the European Union, which we didn't do. We went into negotiations and we came out with a good deal.
That's not such a... I would have sued, but that's okay. I would have sued and settled, maybe, but you never know. She's probably a better negotiator than I am, Jeremy. But you know what? She has got it, in a sense, John. That deal is teed up. I think that deal's really teed up. I think they have to do something. And perhaps you won't be given the credit that you deserve if they do something. But I think you deserve a lot of credit. I really do. I think you deserve a lot of credit.
Let's see.
So I know
Let's see beyond.
I've liked him for a long time.
I like the.
You do a very good job. I know Jeremy. I think you do a very good job. I don't know Michael, but would he do a good job, Jeremy? If I know?
I like the 100 area. Let's see what it does. I'm trying to buy
Thank you very much.
small shares, 100 price, and let's see what it does. Then
That's the President and Prime Minister May. Obviously, 4 major headlines out of that press conference. One is that the President believes Brexit probably will happen. It should happen. Huawei doesn't see limits on intelligence sharing, that they have talked about a deal on Huawei. Third is that they expect to have discussions on a post-Brexit trade agreement with the UK. And then, of course, right there on Mexico. It's a relatively hard line on Mexico and immigration.
not in a hurry to get into any position. Just gotta take the time. If you don't get the price, you don't get the price. I'm not gonna force the trade. Idea is to try to be profitable, especially this is my first day live trading on a YouTube. Just gotta stick to your plan.
That would be a third country in which tariffs will be
I'm also keeping an eye on Tiffany.
Being used in a trade dispute, to being used in an immigration dispute, to being used in a NATO dispute.
Yes. Well, why would he mention that? That everyone's
Okay, looks like I bought some at 100, long 600 shares. Now I'm more inclined to add the initial move down. So if it breaks 100, I'm inclined to add 99 and see what happens. But I will be taking a stop loss, probably 98.50. So
to pay a fair share of NATO. What's he going to do? Is he going to just say, I talked with
there's okay. I'll be inclined to.
it's like it's going our way, that Merkel is agreeing,
Moving in the right direction.
moving in the right direction. David, we have tried to, President Trump has tried to compel them and compel them and compel them, and what have they done? They've done nothing. Is it not time to teach them a lesson, David?
You are now speaking.
That's why I went in with the 2 lots to make sure that I wasn't sure whether 100 was going to be holding. So
The Germans make a lot of cars here, but they did just have 2 very big
98 was a pre-market low.
maybe 800,000 in Mexico. And see, that was part of NAFTA. It was supposed to be part of it.
I would love to have some winning trades, for the first day of YouTube trading. But let's see. It's a long day.
After that enormous loss of market cap yesterday, when you ended up together.
Yes. You know what? Look, I think that while there was a hard line expressed, the stock you always must follow when it comes to Mexico is Constellation Brands. They are the one that's very impacted, and the stock is up today. When it comes to what I said about NATO, I don't know what to say, David. How do you compel the Germans? What do you do?
You're coming up with all sorts of weird stuff today. So you got me thinking that Trump is focused on Apple. He's very upset with them. And therefore, they're going to continue to focus on other areas.
So I did get my second buy at 99. So now my average price is 99.50, 55.
Well, David, the president believes that the tariffs are something that the American people really like. His popularity in his eyes are soaring. How do I know that? I follow his Twitter feed. So if he put a tariff on Mexico and the people love it, why not put a tariff on Germany? Really teach them a lesson.
I would like to see this thing holding 99. Now, if it breaks 99, of course, you have to be prepared to take a stop loss at 99.50s. Okay, as I expected, it held for now 99, and it's bouncing. So if it does, it has a chance to build it back up to 101, 102 maybe. Let's see.
If you look at Alphabet and use it 20, and let's say you use a Microsoft Mobile, then it does go down another 20.
Facebook, as I anticipated, is showing weakness again.
Netflix yet.
No, in fact, it's funny. I have some people reducing exposure, rotating into Netflix.
Tiffany is holding base came down to 92 and is doing its upper move. But I'm trading one stock
The deal with the post office
beyond.
is not just the president. I think the House has spoken and just really thinks that there has to be a first-class investigation.
See what it looks like on the 15-minute chart.
The FTC now undertaking potentially another investigation.
Yeah, so it's
Beyond
not
privacy. This is
Anytime you use the word beyond, David, you got to be very careful.
That's true. It's beyond meat and privacy.
And how much beyond meat? Beyond meat is the force of this market, but I do think that Facebook is dual attack. I don't know. Is it
Remember, Beyond Meat, they have earnings on Thursday, so I don't think anybody's going to hold into Thursday on the long side. So
include Mattel and Hasbro and PVH, names and
it's just a trade,
that have been down the most.
nothing more than a trade. Let's see what it can bring today.
was what booted from the S&P? And that being up is rather unusual. These are China plays because look, Hasbro's trying frantically to have less China exposure.
Now my mental stop loss will be 99. So the most I will lose is 50 cents.
Again, there's just no level. It seems that people seem to want to own Facebook. I mean, that's a mistake. It is doing very well.
Yeah, but people are trying to understand, okay, investigation, and I mean, this will go on.
Okay, 100. Probably my initial sell.
98, it didn't finish until 01. It even
I'm gonna try to sell just below 100, 101. Let's see. I'm gonna scale out just in case it go back to 102, 103 area. But let's see. But I have some profit now. I'm not gonna let this turn into a negative. So market is not coming down. Still at 232, almost at the high. So let's see if they build a base. Try to do a little bit of bouncing today. If it does, maybe it'll help some stocks. Let's see.
Cannot leave these stocks. If you leave these stocks here, I really think that they have another 5% down. But
you cannot marry it to a stock because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So you just gotta trade the movement.
30%. But you know what? You don't have to go to Apple. No one says you have to go to Apple. No one says you have to go to Google to trade. That's hideous. There's a long line to get to the top of that. Well, that's not a bad idea.
It was having hard time getting up to 101, so I took a little bit of trying to sell a little bit, but
You've got this service revenue stream that's under attack.
That was going to be, that was the new hope, Jim. That was the great new hope after the phone cycle was.
I stick. Look, it is very cheap stock. I think it has downside, but I think that the idea that this
okay.
the
So some more.
because of China is a mistake. I know that the president wishes that Tim Cook were less pro-China. Is what
I have 450 shares, which I'm trying to sell 143.
feels that they're a new taxpayer in America. That they have too many people
Let's see if I get it. If not,
did leak that it is investigating the apps during the app. Yeah, that fantastic. To use the word about the Queen, fantastic display, a big, amazing, fantastic, fantastic.
Developer stuff?
Yes. Oh, come on. Didn't you want to get the new watch or anything?
I don't have the old watch. Maybe I'll take yours when you get the new
yep, there's people are taking profits. I may not get what I'm looking for. 450 left. So
It was, I have to get a new one. I just bought it. It got hot. It got hot, yeah. Well, that's all right. I'll ditch this rifle and in a second. I mean, look at this thing. What the hell is this? It's probably a knockoff from Canal Street.
Does that give you your heart rate? Or does it call your wife?
Doesn't give me jack. But you know what? I got the new Apple Watch, and I'm just
yeah,
gonna
people are
say,
trying to, they're selling it. So
You know, Ed Justice can't stop that.
No, they can't. No, they can't. These cases, if they even were to be made, would be years in the making.
well, I got rid of it. Got 550 out of it, but you saw it was briefly at 1300, so I wasn't quick enough. I guess I had the order out there a little bit higher. Okay, so at least first trade is in a positive 550. Let's see what else we could do.
You really believe that would be
Let's look at Tiffany.
You know what, David?
Facebook bounced off of 162, but Facebook is general trend is down with the Justice Department. Qualcomm. Okay, where's Tiffany? Let's see. There goes Tiffany.
Not fantastic. No. Queen, fantastic.
So Beyond Meat was a good sell. It was good to have a little bit of profit because now it's under 99, heading towards 98. So,
There's also because comparable store sales
okay, Roku.
4% in the United States. And there's the China trade. They specifically cited Chinese tourists buying less products, becoming less to the United States, and buying it. So there's America down 4%. Asia Pacific was flat. Japan was flat. Europe was down about 1%. But you saw what was the comments out of China saying tourists from China should be careful coming to the United States. They talked about higher crime. You haven't heard that in a while. But there you see this whole effort, the back and forth, starting to impact U.S. stock market here, and clearly, definitely impacting. One thing they raised
Bought a little bit of Roku at 91.59.
has a 2.6% dividend yield. These
Let's see what it looks like.
talk to people about
High was 92.26.
a bit of a stretch, but if you take a look at some of the dividends on some of these big companies,
I'm probably inclined to add 91.
7%. We'll see if that sticks along with that. Remember, a lot of this is because of the price declines that we've been seeing. Just off the highs for today, Carl, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Bob.
Then take an absolute stop at 90.50. But let's see.
Good morning, Carl. You know, if you look at yields on the curve, 1.9 for 2s, 212
Okay, might have to put smaller.
we're pretty much sitting at levels we set on Friday.
Oops, I guess I don't have enough buying power.
Actually 2 basis points higher. If my memory serves me, settled at 256 on Friday. We're at 258. The point of that is
Yep.
we've had some nice bounces today. We're up 8 basis points, as you see on the 3-day chart of 2-year notes. The reason I brought the 3-day out is not only is it
basically what I'm looking for is looking for entry between 91 and sell above 92. Market is still holding at its almost at its high. Does it give back some? Not sure. If it does, then of course Roku will try to pull back the pre-market gap 90-60. Roku has been pretty strong stock. It didn't really come down that much, so I'm long bias on Roku intraday. So eventually, I'm sure it's gonna hit the round number of 100. So.
Obviously, nice open here. Dow's up 211. As we said, session high at the open was up 284. S&P back to 2764. We're back in a minute.
Oh, let me know what you guys trading. Give me your remarks below. If you'd like to know more what setups I use, you could email me at catchyourtrade@gmail.com. Yep, I just bought another few hundred shares, so now I have 1,400 shares of Roku at average price of $91.34. So again, I'm not gonna be marrying to the stock. At certain point, which is gonna be 90.50, I'll be watching close. I own it.
We're out to prove that tax-free income can be very exciting indeed. For your free bond guide, call now. 1-800-376-4376.
Because if it breaks low, it might go even fill up the gap. So I have to keep a close eye on it. I don't like the way the MAC is right now. It's pointing down. So. But it's on the above positive, so it's gonna go zigzag. So range right now is between 90, 60, and 92 area. So let's see. Market still holding, it's above 200. Nasdaq holding 60 gain. Is a profit taking coming in? Not sure.
There's nothing wrong with being cheap, with having fun, with saving money. So go ahead. Be smart. Be cool. Be cheap. Just download, click.
If I don't see some move upside from here, I'm inclined to sell it at some loss. But looks like it's trying to get back to pre-market high. Okay. So this would be my scaling out just under 92. If I get it. If not, I'm going to use 91 as a mental stop. Okay, let's see.
This is the possibility they can accelerate growth. Remember, they bought that and they're going to have a little store, in its retail. So Larry looks like he's true to his word.
All right. I'm reminded that Target's at 2019 high this morning.
Like to come out with some profit with Roku. It's my second trade, live day trading on YouTube. Okay, it's working a little bit to my favor. Let's see.
Breaking news from the Fed. Leisman's got that. Steve?
Looks like market wants to build on the pre-market gap and go higher. If that's the case, that should have Roku stock a little bit. Right now, it's having hard time going back to pre-market high, which is 92 area, 92.50.
For the economic outlook, and the Fed will act both as appropriate to sustain the economic expansion. No hint to actually how he would act in that regard. He says the longer run neutral rate has declined 2 to 3%.
Stay tuned.
More likely rates will ebb earlier than like
Okay, so far looking okay.
just talking about the tools and strategies.
Market is building a base.
The zero
Um,
Carl.
Steve, thank you for that. Jim, the notion that rates would go to zero in a downturn is exactly what Druckenmiller said yesterday.
Yes, you're seeing the banks advance dramatically because obviously
Let's see. Come on. Come on, get back to 92. Yeah, it's coming. I have a half a position order out there. 91.83. Okay, let's see. I think that's me right there.
because you've got to be able to say that housing can come back. Apple moving nicely. People starting to reflect on what's going on with the, I think with the App Store, but Facebook is, boy, it's going to take more than Jerome Powell to fix Facebook.
Well, you're right about retail. The XRT is having its best days since early
And why not? I mean, they're basically saying, listen, we're not going to let this economy go down the drain.
Nope, it just failed. There are sellers coming in.
That's very positive. It's a nice offset to Mexico and to
Well, the concerns about retail, certainly from the earnings we've got, not Target, obviously, and some of the other names, but the Gap, and we can go on and on. Have concern those who are even wondering whether it's an early sign of a weaker consumer and the R word.
Well,
That's Morgan Stanley.
we'll know on Friday, won't we? We got an employment numbers on Friday, and I think that that's going to put a color on all this talk.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like if the numbers weak, holy cow.
Well, we've seen some researchers now say that at least the auto component of employment is starting to manifest itself in NFP.
Auto's tough, but I'd like to see the semiconductors come back. I thought the Cypress Semi deal was fantastic, but nobody cared. It was a European buyer. But Cypress Semi.
I wonder if is Roku depending on the trade tariffs? I don't think so, right? Yeah, so that's why Roku hasn't come down that much. That's why I think it's a pretty good stock to trade.
Mexico, but look at that comeback. It's hard to come back to CFO. Emergent, you might know that is the, they make the spray for when you have opiate, Narcan. And then Mark Benioff talked about the key to this market. We need a blowout number after what Cooper did. Cooper reported a blowout number, so it's possible. But that, when you put the pressure on anyone company, I know that seems wrong.
Still not giving.
What a show we did, even within the confines
You
of
shared a couple of very interesting.
Yep, it's having a hard time. I'm gonna sell. I sold the half because it has a hard time giving me the price I want.
How they can tell the Germans, they've got, the Model 3 is being made in Mexico. And the Mercedes, beautiful plants, by the way. Fantastic plants.
Fantastic.
Do you believe that tariffs are now the go-to tool because our diplomatic game is so weak?
No, because the holes go up.
Holes go up. We're not seeing
Yep. All right, I just exit the position because it wasn't giving me what I wanted, so I'm not gonna let it go back down. So lost $100 on Roku trade, and that's okay. I had about $400 or $500 profit. I wasn't fast enough, I guess, take that profit, but let's see.
Their power and their size.
Hey, Carl. Yes, factory orders for the month of April are out, and it's not a good number, but it's actually less negative. We're anticipating down 1%. Down close, down 8%.
Looking at Facebook, I'm looking to short. It's just showing a lot of weakness. Whether it go through 160 or not remains to be seen. MAC is still well below, pointing lower, but
You remove transportation, it is unchanged. Capital good orders, non-defense X here, down 1%. And of course, that is a disappointment. And if we look at shipments versus orders, that is unchanged. And I guess on the durable goods orders,
I'd like to see it test 160 and to see what it does from there.
if you look at the entire year thus far, our best month was 1.4 right out of the gate in January.
Market is up, Facebook is down, so what does it tell you?
Rick, thank you very much. Good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Kingston here with Sarah Eisen.
There's my order out there to cover 16, just above 160, but let's see.
As we just got some headlines from Evans, from the president, from Powell. We're watching China, Mexico, and Uber too.
Our roadmap for the hour, though, starts with the quote, greatest alliance the world has ever known. President Trump and outgoing British Prime Minister Theresa May speaking this morning, day 2 of Trump's state visit, talking trade, Huawei, and Brexit. We'll take
If it breaks 160, watch out below. You could feel the gap of February, which is at 151, but they might try to protect this 160. Let's see.
Netflix having a very good day this morning. All of this amidst increased fears of antitrust scrutiny.
The president spoke a few moments ago alongside outgoing British Prime Minister Theresa May as protesters are taking to the streets of London today. Willem Marks is live in London at 10 Downing with the latest. Good morning, Willem.
Good morning, guys. So we had a couple of thousand protesters just outside the street here.
The reason I got 16140 is because I took a market order. I wasn't patient enough. So.
All through the neighborhood. In terms of what they talked about in this press conference, though, Brexit was one of the top items on their agenda. The president saying it should and will happen. Britain deserves to have a special place in the global economy. Something Theresa May, no doubt, happy to hear as she gets ready to leave her role as Conservative Party leader and Prime Minister. He also waded into domestic politics, saying he liked a new Boris Johnson.
That's one of
The front runner for replacement of Theresa May. He also knew some of the other candidates, but not all of them. And in terms of trade, really interesting, saying that that the UK deserves a very strong and favourable trade deal with the UK. But he reiterated what his ambassador Woody Johnson has said, saying that all things
trend is lower, so let's see. Just gotta be patient.
National Health Service. Theresa May very, very much excited about the idea that she will be able to
Low is yesterday of lows is 161.
very few questions
So
very terse answers
let's see if they
until she steps down.
protect it.
Willem, what is the latest on Huawei? Are the UK and the US at odds over whether to allow the Chinese company to work on 5G and to be doing business in their countries?
Of course, what the UK have said recently, Sarah, is that they would allow non-core.
Sometimes you have to hold it for some period of time to make it work, but
Expected there would be an agreement between.
it looks like they're trying to protect it.
No
Yeah.
more detail than that. But the implication, of course, is that the UK would accede to US demands to avoid the equipment maker. Will have to see whether those promises, those vague words, translate into action, though.
Bill Marks, thank you. Let's stay with the markets. Tariffs stocks are higher this morning after Chinese officials did point to a possible resolution to ongoing trade talks, helping ease investor concern, but the outlook remains uncertain.
Yep.
With us now is Brian Belsky, BMO Capital Markets Chief Investment Strategist, and Bruce Fiddles, Baird Chief Investment Strategist. Gentlemen,
Yeah, I took a loss of 340.
Is it just an oversold bounce, or is there some real hope?
I think it's an oversold bounce. I mean, the markets are kerfuffle right now. I mean, I'm in near.
So far, Beyond Trade made some. Facebook lost, Roku lost. You know, nothing to talk about. Just $100 profit.
For BMO that are more concentrated, 35 to 40 stocks. We have big positions in financials, so terribly. So obviously we had a terrible month in May, but I don't manage money, nor do I manage this.
All right, let's see what other things we can trade. Okay, so went back to Roku, bought some at 91.50. I like the way it's being set up. The MAC is just crossing over. And on the 30-minute chart, looks like it wants to break through. Let's see. If it breaks through its pre-market high of 92, it has a very good chance of getting back to around 94 area. So let's see how it works out. Market is pushing higher. Nasdaq 79 up, Dow 282. So let's see. Okay, we bought a little bit of COOP at 103. Market is pretty strong. Let's see if we could get 105 area. Okay. Now look at that. Roku is making its power move. I had it at 91.50. It's 92.50. So my mistake to taking a quick stop loss. Now I have to chase it. But since we're in a COOP, let's see. Maybe if I make a couple points, I'll be kind of happy about that. Okay, so I took some short on a TTD. Wow, this thing really moved up. Too bad I missed it this morning. Anyway, market is above 420 points. This thing is really way up. My plan is to short a little bit higher if it does go up, and let's see what afternoon, I might have to hold this for an hour or two. In this jewelry market, does it keep the gain or it gives them back? That's the question. So let's see. Okay, short of shorting TTT working a little bit to my favor. I'm inclined to add more if it have a slight bounce, but I'm looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of 212, maybe 210. Let's see. So TTD went up almost 19 points. So I'm looking for 1/3 retracement. Maybe somewhere around 210 would be nice. Let's see. Again, welcome to Catch a Trade. I'm trying to catch a trade today. I'm not doing a good job at it. Very first YouTube video. Let's see how I end the day today. Day is not over yet. Still holding TTD short. Looking for the break of 213, and which might lead to 211 or 210 area. All depending on the market. If the market decides to take a little breather between now and 2 o'clock, maybe it's going to work to my favor. I have order out there to cover around 210 and shorting more at 215 area. Let's see what happens. So far MAC is pointing down, so I'm going to try to cover when MAC goes to even level. So let's see. Okay, so still holding. I added some more at 214.50. So my average is now 214.86. My target is somewhere around 210. Might have to hold for a while. So I'll keep you posted. Would love to see this TTD test 212.49 and see what it does from there. Right now MAC is pointing down, so I'm sort of safe so far, but let's see. Okay, so I'm, of course I was positive that now it's going to the level where I shorted. So I'm more inclined to take a stop loss, so I don't want to turn it into a negative.
Medium and longer term trend is down for rates, but we could easily have a relief rally that turns into something interesting.
Jim and Chris, thank you. For more on rates, check out our live.
So I kind of broke even on that one. I didn't take a profit down here. Anyway, let's see Facebook. Facebook looks like it wants to do some move upside. Market is really making a power move.
It shows Gold Bond Radiance Renewal is made for physically dry skin. Gently exfoliates, then coconut oil, shea, and cocoa butter moisturize to help prevent dry skin all day. Gold Bond Radiance Renewal, Ultimate Lotion, Ultimate Skin.
Consistency delivers.
I bought some at 166.50s. Looks like he wants to make a power move close to 169 area.
Columbia Threadneedle Investments.
Trading futures, whenever or wherever, on the news of the day. Turn today's events into tomorrow's profits. Only on futuresnow.cnbc.com. Next, sponsored by Victor Smith by TD Ameritrade and CME Group.
As investors get progressive, we're discussing this market. That's a great investment. So if you've got some cash on the sidelines, I think you can possibly begin putting it to work, but slowly and surely, and not with a degree of gusto.
They're out there, walking the streets. You pass them every day. All the people living better lives.
Okay, so I got 700 shares, 166.50. I'm gonna have a tight mental stop.
Mount Sinai. Which hospital you
166.20 area. Otherwise, I'm gonna see if I could have it run.
My energy got so low, I couldn't even make it to the end of my driveway with my portable oxygen.
Let's see how it works out.
Then my doctor put me on equal if I carried that trade.
All right, Facebook is working a little bit. Made a nice bounce off of 161. Now it's looks like it wants to go up. How much it's gonna go up? I don't know. 3 hours ago, market seems like it might set a new high today. If it does, maybe Facebook lost about 14 points yesterday, right? So right now, Facebook is up $2.75. Maybe it could pick up $5 today. Around 169 area. Let's see.
I tell you, it's about time. After 7 weeks of declines, we've got a modest, let's call it a meltdown. Haven't seen this in a while. What's the looking from the market point of view?
I have a tendency to hold the position a little bit longer, trying to maximize on it. Sometimes it goes against me. If you notice,
This is a time where